I'm Abigail Gamble, and I'm reporting live from Calgary Innovation Week. Tonight I am joined by Katanya Kuntz. She is the co-founder of Qubo Consulting Corp and a quantum physicist. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, can you briefly explain, and perhaps use an analogy, what quantum technologies are and why they're considered game-changing for industries?
Definitely. Quantum technologies are the next revolution in technology that is now harnessing the properties and materials of quantum physics to do certain tasks like computing, sensing, communication, even random number generation. So we already have the quantum technologies in our lives right now. The laser, your computer, solar cells. These are all examples of what I would call quantum 1.0 technology. You can see how electronics, for example, has revolutionized our society. So we are now in the second revolution of quantum, where we can actually use atoms, tiny little particles, to do the computing, the sensing, even the communication potentially, but usually we want to use light for that. To do these technologies have special properties, and if you can harness them, they're much more efficient than current technologies and classical technologies. So for example, for a computer, so a quantum computer, when you're thinking about how is it more powerful than a classical computer, I often will use an analogy. If you imagine a rat that's trying to get through a maze, right? And you want to calculate what's the best way to get through that maze. A classical computer would have to try each route one at a time, and that would take a very long time. But a quantum computer can harness the superposition principle and actually try multiple routes all simultaneously. So a quantum system is able to do a calculation like that a lot faster and more efficiently, and possibly give you an answer that's more optimal than your classical solution, because they would have never found it. You would have had to wait the age of the universe to find it.
And when are quantum computers going to be coming online?
So there are quantum systems available right now that they can do calculations like quantum optimization, and that's a very, very useful calculation. For example, there's this traveling salesman problem. So if you're a transportation logistics company and you have routing and scheduling logistics to deal with, this optimization is like another tool. You already might be using AI. You could see quantum optimization as another solution. But a full-fledged quantum computer, we don't have that yet. There's still a quantum race going on, and so we're expecting it to come in the next 5 to 15 years. And that's the computer that could potentially hack our current public key encryption, like RSA encryption, and that's why it's also important to think about your data security right now.
I think that's a really good lead-in to me asking you what businesses and organizations should be doing right now to prepare for the quantum era. So can you share 3 practical steps that they can take to be ready for this?
Definitely. So hopefully the organization already has someone that's been nominated as their deep tech guru, their advisor, the one that keeps a heartbeat on what's happening in the tech world. And if they already have heard of quantum, that's great. And so you want to have someone like that to be almost like a champion in your organization. Next, make some kind of a training budget, whether it's money, time. You can find a lot of free resources and have this person support it so that they can start to educate themselves and find out, hey, for our business, maybe we could try quantum optimization, or maybe a quantum sensor would help us.
Absolutely.
And the third one is that there's a lot of online resources that you can access now, and you don't have to pay for it. So Quantum Industry Canada, also KETC, and then there's a lot of online platforms like quantum companies that will offer online tutorials for free on how to program on their systems. So you can start exploring these right now. And you don't necessarily have to be a quantum physicist. Some of these companies, they have their own GUIs and case studies that you can access. And so you don't have to know how to program in order to run, how would this optimization help my company?
And I think my final question is, when you look at the quantum future, when you look ahead in the next 10 or 20 years, how do you see business and society adapting?
Definitely. So I think when businesses are looking at what's coming next, it's really important to consider the data security side. And so in the future, you would hopefully have encryption in place that would be not vulnerable to being attacked by a quantum peak system. And so quantum key distribution, post-quantum cryptography, things like this. I don't think everything is going to be replaced with quantum, so there's going to be hybrid. There'll still be a place for traditional classical computers, but you definitely want to think about which hard problems we could outsource to a quantum tool. And quantum sensors are just so amazing. There's so many different applications, from transportation to healthcare to telecoms to energy grid optimization. I'm really excited about what the quantum sensors are going to do in the next 10, 15 years.